I'm Lulu. Welcome to Lulu's Way. Glad you're here. So I'm packing her up and I'm hitting the road. So I'm going to take you along as I pack all my food. Taking a lot of food with me. I know it's really not necessary because there's grocery stores everywhere, but I kind of like what I like. So for as much time, I'll have everything like that I know I really, really enjoy. I'll have it for at least the first week. And then I'll do my best on finding everything that I prefer. I know I'll find everything I need, so I'm good there. So the first thing I'm going to do is pack my uh, pantry. Come on along. So I got these 2 buckets of groceries, and I am going to fit them in these 2 buckets right here. So I have this box in here. I thought it would be useful. It's the same exact size as this, and I thought I could put things in here and then just kind of have another floor to start putting things on. So what I'm going to do is, the first one I'm going to do is my sweet potatoes. So I don't know if I'm going to find Japanese sweet potatoes quite easily on the road, and I want them for as long as I can. So I bought a pile of them, and I wrapped each one in newspaper. And the reason I did that is because they're a root vegetable. They're better off in the dark. And I want them to not be touching each other because, you know, if one of them spoils, then they'll all start to spoil. So this will also keep them dry because any kind of moisture will just absorb um, in the paper. Did I learn about this idea? No, I just figured this seemed like a good idea. It probably is. I think it is. So I'm just going to put these, since these are nice and heavy, I'm going to put these at the bottom. These all on the bottom. So since I have this little space right here, you see spaces that are premium. So I'm going to fill that up with some of these cans of mackerel. And I have some sardines as well. There we go. See how I just did that? And then let me get the rest of the potatoes. There we go. That looks good. So then on top of that, I'm going to put my grains, which I brought. I got some quinoa. I have some white basmati rice. I have a couple of these for emergencies. If I don't have any cooked rice, these are organic rices that are just, they're pre-cooked. You just open them and use them. So I got those for times that I perhaps won't, I'm not in a position as I'm traveling to cook. So just for that, for convenience. And I have some wild rice. I buy this by the 5-pound bags. I don't need to take 5 pounds of it. And this is called farro, which is a grain. So I like to use mostly basmati with a little spot of this, a little spot of this, a little spot of quinoa, and I make it all together. That's what I've been doing lately. So it's kind of like a mixed grain, kind of liking that. So now I got a lot of weight in here. So what I'm going to do is put something light at the top. I got my Dandy blend. I got the rest of a bag of Dandy blend in here, and then also I have my I have 2 packages here of my nori sheets that I love. So I get them on Amazon, and they each have 50 sheets, so that's 100 sheets. So that would be 50 salads. I'll be gone more than 50 days, so I have also this one that's open that I'm working on, and I'll keep that in the van. Since I'm working on salads, I'll work through that. So now for this one, I'm going to put the box in, and I'm going to put in my artichoke hearts, artichoke hearts, artichoke hearts, artichoke hearts. I brought some raisins. I typically do not eat dried fruit, but if I'm ever in a position that I don't have a piece of fresh fruit, or I have fresh fruit and it goes bad, I want a fruit serving, so I'll just have 2 ounces of that. And I have some avocados, a few avocados, and a bunch of pears. I'd like to put this, I'll put the rest of this fish in here. I'm going to put the cover on, and then I'm going to put on top of that, I'm going to put my avocados and my pears. A whole big bag of organic Bosch pears. See in there? So now, this one I'm going to put in first because I can somewhat access it from inside. I can pull this corner out and be able to grab a pear or an avocado. So I'm going to put this one in first, like that. This one I'll need to get out of the van to access, but I'll just be going in here to just grab something to cook, and I'll be pulled over anyway. So, yeah, here's my groceries. Some extra toothpaste. That belongs somewhere else other than there. This is a new addition. I bought this knee pillow. It's kind of a game changer for side sleepers. So I sleep on my side, and this just goes right in between your legs like this, right in between your knees, and it keeps your knees from knocking together, and it keeps your spine really straight. This is a lot of space for a little van. So I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put this, but I got to figure it out. And I think I figured it out that the fridge doesn't have to be pulled all the way back to here, as long as it's not coming out from under the bed. And I think I might have a spot right here, and it doesn't seem like it's blocking the vents or anything. So that's where I'm going to try putting that. I just have to remember to grab it before I hunker down to go to bed, because I'm not going to be able to get it. I'll have to open the door, take out the table to get it. So we'll see. I'll probably tweak that location. So over here I have all my clothes are packed. Everything's in here. This is kind of packed to the gills. And that's just the way it's going to go. Okay, so now I got my bucket of ice packs. 12 ice packs. I'm going to put 12 in the freezer, turn the freezer on, and then put all my food in the cooler and put the other 6 in the cooler. Okay, I'm going to put my DC on. DC on. Now everything is fired up. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to power this on. I have it set on 3 degrees. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we have it. There we go. Nice. There we go. I'm going to push this back in. Then I'm going to pack the cooler. Let's see, I'm going to take the cover off right here. Put this right here. Put this over here. All right, so let's see what we got here. I have 3 meals that I prepared for the Hot Logic. I took a picture of them when they were out after I assembled all 3. I took a picture because it looks so beautiful. I'll put that picture right here and check it out. Now I'm going to put 2 down the bottom because they're heavy. And I'm going to put the 3rd one in the Hot Logic because I will be having this for lunch. I'll plug that in. It takes about an hour to heat it up nicely. I'll put that right next to my seat so I can plug it in while I drive. These nori sheets, I like to keep them right here. Not because they need refrigerating, but because I like to keep them with my salad things. Here's an onion that I haven't chopped yet, but when I do, I know it needs a zippy do. So I got the zippy do already. I got these cukes. I got this big long cuke. That might be a little too tall to put like that. I have to do it like, there we go. And then I got these baby cukes. I have the mustard. I'm going to bring my mustard. I'll put that in there. I have some nuts and seeds. Put that right there. I have some chicken. I have some spinach and arugula. This is a bunch of veggies that I have. I'm using this container. I have some artichoke hearts. I cut up some of the rest of the rainbow carrots and some green beans, a tiny bit of lettuce left over. So this is stuff I need to use. Like, this is the oldest stuff. So I'll use this for dinner tonight. I'll use that. Along with, there's another thing. Here's little leftover stuff. That has to go first. Here is some pile of sweet potatoes that I baked last night. Those right there. Here is some Italian herb chicken. Some shredded carrots. Put this in the little bin. Some other carrots that are just left over. Some cooked rice. I got some zucchinis. I got these avocados. These ones need to go in the fridge because they're ripe. Here's some eggs. Put the eggs right here. I got a nice head of purple cabbage. This is great shredded up. I just shred it with a knife. The salads can go right there. I have a couple of bags of broccoli florets. Those are going right there. Last but not least, if I'm in a position that I need a protein and I don't have access to cook at the moment, I found these at Trader Joe's. It's just organic grilled chicken breast. And they have a long expiration, the way they're packed, vacuum packed. These don't use or freeze by October 29th. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I also found these hickory turkey. And all the ingredients in it are just all recognizable and all appropriate to have. So this is my emergency. Of course, I'm going to use it before it spoils, but fortunately it has an expiration date that's not close at all. So there I have it. That's all my food. That's a lot of food. I can carry a lot of food in a 120 quart cooler. Now I have to make room for my ice packs. All right, let's do this. All right, so this one is going to go down in here. This one's going to go down in here. I like one right over here by the side of this bin. I like one under here. And then over here, I'm going to put one down in here. There we go. And then one right in here. Whoops. In here. There we go. Nice and, whoop. Got this. That keeps it extra cool. That's it. That's it. So now up here, I'm going to put my oils. I like to put my oils right over here, and they seem to stay put right there. In here, I put my spices. I put my dandy blend right here, and I got some tea bags here too. I have these tea bags as well, these ones that I make myself. Delicious recipe. I did a video on that recipe. Here's all my toothbrushing things. Here's my supplements. Here's my drawer with the new section thing. So it's keeping all these utensils over this side, which is very helpful. I have all my supplements packed. Got my pressure cooker. I got my teapot. I got all my dishes that I need. I got my wastebasket. I got my clothes in here. I got the Berkey. I primed the Berkey. I primed it, filled it up with water, filled those 3 bags. Behind here, I stuffed my heated mattress pad, and I stuffed my a zippered bag that has, I got this really small, a winter jacket, thermal underwear, thermal top and bottom, mittens, headband warmer, ear warmer, and I just smushed it all together and stuffed it in a zippered bag and zipped it and stuffed it behind there. I'm hoping it's not going to get that cold. I think in the Grand Canyon, I think it's going to be chilly. But if it was like 40s, I think I'd be okay with just the sleeping bag. Pull out the sleeping bag. I'd probably need more than just that comforter. I'll use the sleeping bag. But I don't know that I'll have to dress that warm. But I'm taking it just in case, because you never know. You never know. You never know. I got all my shoes in my new shoe bin. It was a little different packing for such a long time with having to be prepared for different situations and being on the road this long. So I have done a trip this long to Florida, but it just took about 4 days to get there instead of like perhaps 10. And I was pretty much counting on, I didn't bring any winter clothes. So this one was tricky, So I just had to kind of think. And I also know that whatever I need that I didn't bring, I can just buy on the road, you know? So I'm about to plug in my Hot Logic and hit the road. And I'll see you on the road. Hello. I have hit the road. I am in Connecticut right now. I've driven a little bit over an hour, and my lunch is ready. I'll take my supplements. And I have my lunch all heated up right here. So good. Mm. On the bottom is kale. I cooked the kale in the Instant Pot, brought it up to pressure, 0 minutes, instant release. Mm. Mm. I chopped up a few green onions in with the kale. I like that. Mm. I cooked these delicious green beans. They're so good. Done perfect. Instant Pot. 0 minutes. Up to pressure, 0 minutes, instant release. Same as the kale. Mm. They're nice and oily. And I have some rainbow carrots. So here's I got purple carrots. There's orange carrots. There's yellow carrots. Done perfectly. Got a big bag of them. Peeled them all. Cut them in same size pieces as best I could. Instant Pot, up to pressure, 1 minute, instant release. Ah. There's also like white carrots, like white, purple, orange, yellow. Then this delicious grain mix. Mm. Oh, so good. It's basmati rice, quinoa, farro, and wild rice. Mm. Done perfectly in the toaster oven. I like to bake my grains. Water, put them in a container like this with water, cover it with tin foil, 400 for half an hour, and then let it sit in the residual heat for 15 minutes. Done perfectly. Fluffy, nothing stuck. Mm, so good. And last but not least, my herbed chicken with my daughter's herbs. That's the herb mix that she made me. Let me see if I can remember. Basil, oregano, rosemary, thyme, marjoram, sage. Mm. I just put the boneless thighs on a pan, generously covered them with the herbs, and baked it until it was cooked through. Mm. I'm eating an hour later than usual. I'm going to begin to try to acclimate myself to these time zones that I'm going to. So I'm going to be entering Central, then I'm going to enter Mountain. So I'm going to be getting used to a new schedule and then another schedule. So it should be interesting. So it's a gorgeous day. Absolute perfection. It's 70. It's sunny. Nice little teeny breeze. Beautiful, beautiful day for a drive. Beautiful day for a drive. I was singing my lungs out. I was singing Megan Trainor. When I sing her songs, I sound just like her. Lady Gaga. I listen to some Lady Gaga too. I sound just like her too. I'm so full of shit. I just have fun singing. Singing my lungs out. I like making trainer songs. They're so fun. So I'm not really sure what states I'm going to go through and what the route's going to be. I've never traveled this direction before, but I've already turned. I was on Route 90 where I'm on to go to Iowa, but it took me off of 90 into Connecticut. So I'm going to assume that perhaps I'll go through New York, Pennsylvania. In my GPS, I just put down Albuquerque because that's my first stop. It's on the way. It's on the way to my friend's house in Arizona, but I'm stopping in Albuquerque to visit a friend. It's a friend I know from a group, like a spiritual group that I belong to, and I've known him for a few years from this group. Never met him in person. How funny is that when you only know somebody on Zoom and you just end up knowing each other well, and then you meet in person. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to look forward to meeting him in, in person. Probably just stay a day. Mm. And then it's off to Arizona. So let me tell you a little something about my van. So I brought my van to my mechanic to have him check it out. Told him to fix anything that looks even like it's on its way out because I don't want to have any car problems on the road. So he checked the tires and he figured that just rotating them for now would be fine. They didn't need to be replaced just yet, but he rotated them. He checked the brakes. He said they were a bit dusty, so he cleaned them all up. They're not quite ready to be replaced yet, so that might be after all these thousands of miles that I'm about to put on this van. But he thought I'd be safe with just having them cleaned a little bit. And he changed the oil, and checked all the fluids. Oh, that was about the bill was about $250 maybe for all those things. I was very pleased with that. But he goes, Lulu, I'm noticing something a little funky under the hood. He showed me right at the very, very front of, like, when you turn the hood up, right in the front next to the bumper is the radiator. And he goes, it looks very close to the catalytic converter, like the fan on the radiator looks like it's too close. It looks like it's like pushed up and it feels like it's a little loose. And he goes, that's just not good. Like, your radiator should be stable. I don't know whether if it came off the brackets. Maybe it was hit at some point. It was hit. The van was in an accident or something, and maybe it jarred it and it just loosened it off the brackets. He's like, I don't know, but I think it's worth a check to check it out because I hate to see you overheating and having any kind of problem. It just looks like it's not in the right place. So I'm grateful that he noticed it. So he said, I'm not one to start taking off you got to take the whole bumper off to look at this. He said, I'm not one to be taking bumpers off and stuff. He said, but I have one of my colleagues in the biz that he trusts. I'll bring it to him. He says, drop it off to me. I'll bring it to him. Wow. I didn't get the best news in the world. The guy took the bumper off. The whole front frame of the van was dented. It's all bent in. Pushed in the radiator. Pushed the radiator right off its brackets. Just a few inches. There was also a very slight leak of, you could see the red fluid on the outside of the radiator. So he said clearly this van was in an accident, and instead of fixing the damage under the fender, they just kind of Mickey Moused it and put a new fender over it all. So they tried to order me a new frame, front piece frame for the van. They were back ordered for like months. You can't get one. So what they did was they heated it up and bent it back into the shape. My mechanic has this big, huge machine that presses things flat. So the guy brought the piece over, they heated it up, and they straightened it out straight as can be, like brand new. Reattached the whole thing, changed out the brackets. They found that piece, the new brackets, because the brackets were damaged. Put the new brackets down, a new radiator, put the new radiator in. So it's all set. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that he noticed that I didn't run into any problems. I wasn't going to be stranded, because this is like way too many miles that I'm going to be putting on this van. Whatever luck I was having with the condition that it was in was eventually going to run out. $1,900. Ouch. Ouch. What are you going to do? Shit happens. So, rather than thinking about, that this wasn't disclosed when I bought it, and who did it, and who's hiding, and who's... I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to make any phone calls. I'm going to pay the bill and be grateful that right now all of that is in perfect condition. I'm very grateful. So when I'm done with this lunch, I'll hit the road for another couple hours. I'll pull over and have my supplement shake. Then get back on maybe for another hour. And pull over and make a nice big salad. I love road trips. Just, I don't know. I don't try to figure out what I'm missing, what I could pull off and see, and eh, just look what's in front of me. So I did a little rearranging with some of my things, like where I keep things, like the stuff that's up over the driver's seat, and then the stuff under the bed, the stuff behind the kitchen. I just did some rethinking about what makes sense to keep more handy than other things, and I just did some few changes with that, which is always fun. So I'm not going to be home for a couple months. So I'm going to miss a couple of weigh-ins. So I decided to weigh myself today. So I weighed myself September 1st. I was up a couple of pounds. I was at 136, teeny bit out of my range. So I just made some changes, a couple of little changes in my food plan. And I weighed myself this morning, which is September 20th, um, because I won't be home October 1st. I won't be home November 1st. I wanted one last check before I left for 2 months. And all I did was I started eating a half an avocado a day instead of a whole avocado. And I stopped, for the most part, eating nuts for breakfast and changed to eggs. Um, Once in a while, I'll have the nuts. And I have the nuts here on this trip for mornings that it's not conducive for me to cook in for whatever reason. It might even be a time thing. Yeah, I don't know. But I brought them with me and I will have them. I'm just not going to have, I was having them every morning. So I'm going to have them just once in a while. So I was down 3 pounds just with those two changes. Because there's a lot of fat and calories in nuts and in avocado, even though they're both healthy things. Having too much of them every day isn't going to serve me well. So this morning I was 133, which is exactly my ideal weight. My range is 2 up or 2 down. So I have a 5 pound range. So my range is 131 to 135. So I don't know what I'll be when I get back. I don't think I'm going to be losing 3 pounds again, even though I'll likely be doing some hiking and stuff. All this driving, it's a lot of sitting. It's a lot of sitting with no exercise. So I keep everything the way it is. And if I get home and I'm extra low, I'll just add food, add more food until I get back into my range. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about getting too low. I really don't think I'll get too high. Um, I just tweak it. It's so good. What a great way to live. I don't have to start diets anymore. I don't have to have New Year's resolutions to lose weight anymore. I don't have to hate myself anymore. I don't have to struggle with food anymore. I don't have to be eating and wishing I wasn't eating. I don't have to be not eating and wish I was eating. It just, it was just never ending trying and failing, trying and feeling so disappointed in myself. God, I'd be like, you did it again. You messed up again. No more messing up. Exactly what I did to lose the weight is what I need to do to keep it off. If I go back to what I was doing before, that's just pure insanity. And expect to stay slim, you know? So I follow the same food plan I did when I lost the weight, with the exception of just increasing some things. Very little. It doesn't take much to stop the weight loss. It doesn't take much at all. And I'm very happy living like this. I'm not missing anything. I don't need a treat. That's not treating myself. If I go out for an ice cream, that's not a treat. That works against me. Life can just be a treat. Everything. This lunch is a treat. I mean, come on. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I just realized that I'm not looking. I was supposed to be looking at the camera over here. I was looking over here. Oh, whatever. Some people give me shit about that. They write to me and say, you look like you're looking somewhere else. Why don't you look at the camera? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Loving the Hot Logic. It's a good piece of equipment. Worth the space. This is it right here. Comes in all colors, in all designs, and I thought the black and white would go nice with my floor. Yeah. So basically, it's just this plate that's in here. It's like a hot plate. See? And it's attached to the wire. This was all foil lined. It's attached to this wire, and I just plug it in while I'm driving. And this plate heats up and heats the food. How cool is that? Very cool. Very happy with it. So as you saw, is that when I was packing my food, I have 2 more of these meals. Exact duplicate that I'll enjoy. One tomorrow, one the next day. So I'm on Route 84 in Connecticut. I'm just looking at the GPS right now. I haven't looked at like the whole map. I'll get there. So it was lovely saying goodbye to my son and goodbye to my kitty. I love them both. I'll miss them. But my son's really good at keeping in touch. He texts me all the time. How am I doing? Where am I? Then we hop on FaceTimes a lot too. And yeah, it's nice. Sometimes I have FaceTimes with the cat. So I'm going to go take the last few bites of this. Then I'm going to get back on the road. Then I'll check in again on this glorious road trip. Bye for now. So I hit the road actually after lunch. I got back on the road. I was driving about a half an hour and I started feeling my eyes dropping. I was like, I think I need a nap. I'm not really much of a napper, but since I quit coffee, seems like I nap from time to time. I've just been napping from time to time. So I pulled off the highway and there was a Planet Fitness. I pulled right in their parking lot, hopped in bed, out like a light. I slept for about an hour, which was lovely. Got back on the road. I felt all refreshed. And now I am in New York. I crossed the New York border and I found a Cracker Barrel. So I just pulled into Cracker Barrel. I'm in Fishkill, New York. Fishkill. That's not a nice name for a town. I wouldn't want to live in Fishkill. It's a strange name for a town. Fishkill, New York. So I'm about to throw my salad together. I opened up my cooler and I took out all the ingredients for my salad and put a salad together. It's only 5:30. I'm going to make dinner and enjoy my dinner. And I may go and do another hour of driving. I don't really need to. I have so much time to get there. I have so much time. I might just hunker down. I may spend my evening with all this footage I took today. I'll sit down and throw it all together in iMovie and edit it. And that's just so fun. I really enjoy it. Um, if you're thinking about, if you've been thinking about doing a YouTube channel yourself, um, just know that like, especially if you don't need to do it, like if you don't need a job, you want to do it for like fun, it's fun. It's fun to edit. I mean, I was worried about it at first. I was concerned I wasn't going to be able to do it, and it's actually very creative. It's a creative process, and it's really enjoyable. And you know, just I just all I knew was I had a van. That's all I knew. I had a van, and I said I'll just do my van. I didn't know I was going to be building out a van, and I didn't know I was going to be talking about food, and I didn't know I was going to be talking about weight. You know, you just like if you have something that you're passionate about, you could start your channel, and then and see what people are talking to you about, and other things may come up. There might be things about you that are interesting to other people that you're not even aware of, you know, and they let you know. People let you know what they like and what they're interested in. So, um, yeah, it's just like I said, it's just fun. It's just a fun thing. So, the idea of sitting on my sofa slash bed this evening and editing film uh, is a great way for me to spend the night after I enjoy my big, great, big, gorgeous salad. So I'm going to end this right here, and I'm going to just enjoy my dinner and my quiet time here at Cracker Barrel. Bye for now.